Hey guys, this is Kayla from Dark Tales from the Road. I know I'm coming at you on a different day, but taking kind of a detour on the road, or maybe a rest stop if you want to call it that. But as we go along the road, we need to be telling more stories. And I want creepy and I've been looking all over Reddit and Creepypasta and I love the stories on there. So the 13th of every month is a bonus episode where I read a creepy story. They are shorter episodes and just a fun story to tell. I really like telling these stories and really getting into it. So, yes, 13th of every month, look for those bonus episodes. I'm excited for today, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started because, again, a nice short episode for you guys to enjoy. This is from Reddit, from the group called No Sleep, and it is from the username gtrip14. It looks like he is a writer on Reddit. I don't know if this is a real story or not. Take it how you would like, but I thought it was creepy and eerie. So let's get started. So, quoting G-Trip from Reddit, he starts out, "I have a secret admirer at work. Their notes have taken a dark turn. Every time I found one of those damned yellow sticky notes on my monitor, I knew it would be a bad day. My secret admirer had that effect on me. The notes started out kind of charming, a few polite compliments about my clothing, a note about how kind and gentle my personality was, little XOXO signatures at the bottom. Middle school crush style. It was a bit of an ego boost, but I was happily married. My wife Emily and I had a rough stretch for a few years back after I had an affair, but we got things back on track. I thought of telling her about the notes, but I didn't want to worry her. The flirtatious post-its went into the trash, and I moved on with my day. I didn't give the first dozen or so much thought. Until they began to threaten me. The first note that left me with an unsettling feeling showed up 2 months after the first one. Gone were the free-flowing, delicate curves of the handwriting, heavy grooves gouged into the paper from the heavy block letters etched on the surface. Why don't you ever answer me back? You could leave a note for me on your computer. It seems like you don't care. It's starting to make me angry. XOXO. At first I laughed it off before wadding up the note and tossing in the trash. The idea of leaving a note for my admirer was ridiculous. They had never even mentioned wanting me to leave a reply before. How the hell was I supposed to know my computer monitor was like their own personal mailbox? 2 days later, when I arrived to work, there were 2 notes attached to my monitor. The first one was the angry message from a few days before. It had been uncrumpled and smoothed out. Underneath sat another note on clean, uncrinkled yellow paper. It said, "You just wad up my messages and throw them in the trash? What the hell is wrong with you? You used to be something special to me, but now I see you're just like every other guy I've met. I was wrong about you. You're a piece of garbage. XOXO." I felt a mixture of anger and relief at the note. Whoever this woman was, she didn't know me well enough to make judgment calls like that about me. At the same time, it seemed like this could be the end of the whole strange ordeal. That time, I put the notes in my pocket and tossed them into the trash can in the parking garage on my way home. Whoever was leaving them, they were checking the trash in my office. With any luck, they would move on and get over the fixation. No such luck. Only a few days later, there was another sticky note on my monitor. This time it was neon green. Had they written me so many damn notes that their yellow pad had run out? My throat tightened as I pulled it from the screen and read. And it said, "We all have our shortcomings, but I'm willing to forgive you. Please stop throwing away my notes. These little moments mean so much to me, and it hurts to know you don't feel the same. That's okay, though. Your feelings for me will change with time. If they don't, I may have to hurt someone. XOXO." I immediately take the note to the HR office. One of the reps read it, her eyebrows raised and her head held back in surprise. She placed it down on her desk and pulled off her reading glasses. "How long has this been going on, Paul?" she asked me in a concerned tone. "I'm not exactly sure," I said, scratching my head. "They've left a dozen notes. 2 dozen, maybe. Do we have security cameras on this floor?" "No," she said, shaking her head. "No cameras, I'm afraid. Too expensive. Same reason they laid off the security officer in the building. Post-COVID America isn't exactly thriving." She gave me a look of sympathy and told me to tell her if any more notes showed up on my computer. I nodded and told her I would. We both silently acknowledged that this was the first of many conversations on this matter. Over the next few weeks, I made multiple trips to the HR office to report the notes. They rambled endlessly about how heartless I was, how angry I'd made them, and the violent things they would do to me if I didn't respond soon. It was becoming exhausting. Last week when I arrived to work, there were hot pink sticky notes on my computer monitor. It was a breaking point. The notes wouldn't stop. HR didn't know who was leaving them, and my place of work was doing nothing to put an end to this. At that moment, I would have done anything to get it to end. The note offered the option. It said, "I get it. You're not interested. I'll back off, but only if you'll meet me tonight. I'll be on the 5th level of the parking garage near the stairwell exit. 8 p.m. Don't be late. XOXO." It was 7:58 p.m. when I stepped out of the elevator onto the 5th floor of the parking garage. My heart was racing and a cold sweat ran down my neck. From in front of the elevator, I had a clear view of the stairwell door about 200 feet away. No one was there, so I made my way in that direction to see if I could find them. Suddenly, a red ember glowed brightly in the shadow cast by the door. Someone was smoking a cigarette in the darkness. The muscles in my body tightened as I willed myself forward. My admirer was there, standing in the dark. "Hello?" I called out. A cloud of smoke billowed from the shadow. "It's Paul? You wanted to meet me?" A woman stepped out of the shadow and dropped the cigarette on the ground, grinding it with her foot. She held a gun in her left hand. It was my wife, Emily. "Emily?" I questioned. "What the hell are you doing?" "I left the notes as a test. A few days, a month, I stopped in your office on my way to work and left notes. The cleaning crew thinks I work there, I guess," she said, her face streaming with tears. "I thought after all the trouble we had from the affair, you would tell me if someone was trying to steal you away from me again." You left the notes?" I stammered. "What the hell is wrong with you?" "I wanted to be sure you didn't try to meet another woman again," she said, lifting the gun towards me. "But you did. Here you are, trying to meet some easy score." "Emily, you can't be serious," I shouted. "I came here to get this to stop. Why are you doing this?" "I knew you would," she said, but was cut off by the eruption of police sirens. She looked towards the ramp at the flashing blue and red lights. "You called the police?" I nodded. "Of course I did," I exclaimed. "I thought someone was going to hurt me if I—" The thunder of a gunshot was all I heard before the world went black. I woke up in a hospital. My entire body ached. There were thick white bandages wrapped around my midsection. A nurse saw that I was conscious and ran to find the doctor. A police officer was in a chair beside me. After my physician entered the room, they explained that my wife had shot me in the abdomen and fled the scene. A manhunt was underway, but they hadn't located her yet. A protective detail would remain with me at the hospital until I was released. They never found her. It was about 5 years ago. I relocated since then. A new state, new job, new life. It's been relatively peaceful until recently. You see, yesterday I headed into the office a bit before the sun came up when I turned on the light, and there it was, a bright yellow sticky note on the center of my computer monitor. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Again, it is from Reddit, the group called No Sleep, and user gtrip14. So look for the next one on December 13th, and thank you all for listening. Have a great day.